I was born and bred in Accra in the mid-60s, somewhere in the mid-60s. I was born at Kolibu, obviously, and we lived in Udanta Street at Asylum Down. That was where I was brought up. It was a family house, and me and my parents were living in the house then with other cousins and other family relations. And we grew up as basically a Christian family. And because actually my grandfather and my great-grandfather were ministers, and ministers, that's the ministers of Christianity, the gospel. And I have a few uncles who are also ministers. Today I have an uncle called George Mallet. He's stationed at Calvary Baptist Church at Sarkodie. Yes. So I grew up from a Christian family, and my dad comes from the Volta region. He's away. My mom comes from the mountains. She's from Latte. But interestingly, the house I grew up in, we spoke Ga always. So it was Ga that I grew up with mostly. So unfortunately for me, I can't really speak my mother and father tongues, But well, since I'm a Ghanaian, I speak some Twi and Ga at least. So well, at least it makes me more than a Ghanaian. My name is Emmanuel Mallet. I was actually an only child between my parents. That's my mother and my father. Between them, I was the only child. But I grew up in the midst of cousins. Like I said, it was a whole family house I grew up in. So the growing up wasn't as pamperous as anybody would think. I mean, people think that because I'm an only child, I must have been pampered and all that. But no, it wasn't so. I grew up from with a very strict father. He made sure the training he got from his parents, he meted that same training to me. So it made us be on our toes to watch out, to make sure that every time we are doing, well, we are not perfect, but at least we kept, our toes in check. We kept our lives in check, making sure that we're doing the right things always. That question that always goes around kids, that, well, what will you be in future? What will you be in future? Well, obviously I had one or two dreams, but that wasn't actually what I wanted. What I wanted to do is what I am doing now. Okay, I went to school at Agri Memorial. That's where I started my school. It's a school behind the broadcasting house, just by the broadcasting house. I left in 1975 for Accra Academy. When I left Accra Academy, I went to Tech to actually do book publishing. We actually started a course. I went through university because I just wanted to grab a first degree, and then also to put myself into an intellectual and scholastic arena where I can expand and open up my faculties just a little. At the end of the day, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in showbiz. I wanted to be in the entertainment industry. I wanted to be in music in particular, and that's what I'm doing today. For years I've been fulfilled, and I'm still fulfilled, But unfortunately, let me say the truth. Unfortunately, I've had a few disappointments in the sense that when I was growing up, like a little boy, I was thinking that just as music and showbiz paid in certain countries or in certain environments, there was the same thing here. But unfortunately, I got all my hopes dashed. That is the only probably I would say. I mean, I won't point it as a fact, but probably I would say that it's one of the regrets I've had. But talking about the thing itself, doing it itself, no. I mean, I've been fulfilled. Yes. My mother actually, God rest her soul, she wanted me to be a doctor. She wanted to brag with me, and her only son, my doctor. You see, have you met my doctor's son? Do you know my doctor's son? That kind of thing. Parents, Now that I'm a parent, I see that kind of thing. And my first daughter wants to go into showbiz badly, and I'm like, I'm a bit apprehensive for her. I mean, I would want her to pursue another thing apart from being in showbiz. Don't ask me why. That's also another story for another time. You know, so I mean, my parents, yes. Somebody like my father, he's more liberal. He's like, it's your life, what you want to do with it. If you blow it, that's your own thing. If you succeed, well, glory to God anyway. You know, so the opposition wasn't that kind of stringent. It wasn't strict, but it was there. You know, every parent would want the child, hey Charlie, my lawyer's son, my doctor's son, my engineer, you know, that kind of thing. But then I was sorry to have disappointed at least somebody like my mother, you know. If she anywhere she is, then she should forgive me because I didn't turn out to be the doctor that she wanted, but well, I'm happy. I wish you hadn't come back to that question, but well, welcome anyway. You see, like I said, I'm fulfilled though. I'm fulfilled doing what I'm doing, but I said the regret I had was that this environment doesn't do well. You understand what I'm saying? Over there, once you break through, with the level I am now in Ghana, if I was in another hemisphere or another environment, like by now, you know, I mean, things wouldn't have been the way they are, you know, but because of this environment, it doesn't pay as the other environments. So I wouldn't want anybody to come and follow this kind of, you know, unsure and finicky career or business. At a point now, I don't even see music as a career. A career is something that you keep till you are retired or till you die or something. But in Ghana, I don't see music as a career. Ask me why. Why? Because people like Stonebwoy and Sarkodie and things, at a certain age, they'll be retired. Why should it be so? You are supposed to do music till you die. I don't know musicians when you go to other countries. Musicians, Papa Wemba was on stage when he collapsed and he died. Miriam Makeba was on stage when she collapsed and died. B.B. King in America was touring when he fell sick and the doctors had to tell him to stop and he went to hospital and he died at the age of 89. You know, I can give you countless, what do you call it, examples or instances. But over here, at a certain age, they say go and sit down. Nobody wants to see you, nobody wants to hear of you. Is it a career? Can you call it a career? It's not a career, it's like a job. Now music is like a job. Charlie, I can't find anything to do. Okay, Charlie, let me enter some studio, crash, give me some beats. And then they give you beats and then you come and, you know, do some this thing on it. You hit. You are all over the place for some time. For a short time. Another person comes, they kick you out. You don't have a career. But I would want my offspring to have a career, a more, well, for want of a better word, a more serious career. Because music is like there's a lifespan on music, and it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so at all. People have stroke and high blood pressure and things, and are still performing in other countries. But here, at a certain age, you are supposed to be sitting down in a wheelchair to be wheeled around. And then they'll have mercy on you. Sorry. And that's all we are happy about. So it's like, I don't understand, but whether our leaders don't get it that, Charlie, look, music is a career. We should learn to make it a career. Somebody must be able to sing till 60 years, 65 years, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't be like at a certain age, then you are kicked off, then you are no more. You know, if you do that, then look, all these musicians that we see around, I pity them. Because it means that they should just try as much as possible, make some money, build a couple of houses, and buy a couple of cars, and then that will be their security for life. Because at a certain age, Ghanaians don't want to see them. I don't know if it is the total Ghanaian general populace or some players in the industry that do that. But what we are doing is we are hurting the industry. The industry is no longer a career. It is not a place where you go looking for a career. There's nothing like a career in there anymore. If there's going to be a career, there's somebody who is doing some maybe administrative work for music or gambling or that kind of thing, administratively. But as performance-wise, you know, like being a studio engineer or being an artist or something, at some age, then they just feel like they are tired of you. Meanwhile, there's a lot more you can give. Maybe that's even when you are bubbling your best. but they would like to put you away and put you aside and not to bother about you anymore, which is not right. So that is why I'm a bit apprehensive when an offspring of mine tells me that, Daddy, I want to do, I'm not too happy with it because of what I know. Yes, but it's not like the thing is wrong. No. I love it myself, and I've been in it, and like I said, I've been fulfilled. I've been happy about it so far. But just that economically, it doesn't really pay. Well, even when I was in school, I was playing music to the extent that during my stint at UST, KNUST, as a student, I even almost got sacked because almost every weekend I was in Accra playing session here and there. And back in those days, I was mostly with gospel groups. So I was playing for gospel groups. I played for Calvary Road. I was playing for Joyful Way. Those kind of groups back then. So when they ask me, well, I'll say officially or as a professional, probably about 25, 27 years ago. But I've been into music before then. Before then, I've been into music. So you can safely say more than 30 years. Really, there wasn't supposed to be any barrier. There wasn't supposed to be, Hip Life and High Life was supposed to be married together. Or let's say rather, Hip Life came from High Life. Hip Life is supposed to be an offspring of High Life. As the name denotes, hip hop, hip, and High Life. It was a combination of the two. That was how come, So Hip Life came out of High Life. So I wasn't expecting, or I'm not really expecting, because even at a certain stage, you realize that some of the Hip Life artists were using some of the old High Life tracks, like resampling them, redoing them. We had a war with A.B. Krenzel and a few others. I mean, Achami played Masanaba, which was a good typical High Life song. So actually there wasn't supposed to be any friction between Hip Life and High Life, and I wasn't expecting High Life to die when Hip Life came. Far from it. The reason why Hip Life was born was not because it's still High Life. It came to add on to the general play of Ghanaian music. It came as an additional genre. Oh yes, I was very involved when it came up. Yes, I was the first person who started recording Reggie Rockstone. So we had that affiliation and we had that mind to, form a new genre. That's how come. I was there too. Well, actually, when we began, we didn't even know that we would receive that much attention. We were trying something, and at that time, hip hop had also started. Even in America, it was a new thing that was coming up. So, fortunately for us, when we started it caught on. So actually, there wasn't actually, the measures I would say we put in place was we were dedicated to what we were doing. That's all. We made sure that what we were doing, we kept doing it, even though obviously it had some bashing. I mean, it met with other people too who were not happy with it, who were not in favor with it. But hey, it's all art, and we decided to, keep our art going. It's technical, very technical. I mean, High Life, yes, High Life. It's like okay, let's compare it to reggae. Reggae is reggae. Some of us were born. Reggae was before some of us were even born. Then reggae has evolved. Reggae didn't start the way it was today. It has evolved. It started from ska, and then even before ska, there was other rhythm. And before it came to ska and generated to some other rhythm, before it came to reggae that we know today. So it has evolved over the years up till now. So High Life is always High Life. You can't take it out. And there are elements, as like reggae, the elements that make reggae, there are elements that also make High Life. And the moment you start departing from it, then means that you are going off. Yes. But as far as I'm concerned, High Life has always been High Life. It's just that we are not playing it anymore. And we might not be playing it well, even if we are trying to play it. Well, yes, we are killing it. That's the truth. We are killing it. We are stifling it. And if there's a plant or a tree and they are stifling the tree, you've got to tie this thing here, tomorrow you've tied this thing here, the tree will not have the chance to grow, it will die. And that's what we are doing. We are not, you see, right now the problem is the media is not exposing, is not showcasing it. And that's the problem. Once you don't showcase it, people will forget about it. If all you are showcasing is one note, bang, 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 I mean, that's what the public will also get used to. But if you are showcasing proper, highlight music, there are young people who still playing highlight, very good highlight music. But is the showcase there? Are they getting enough airplay? Are they getting enough exposure? That's the question we have to ask ourselves too, especially the media. We should be asking ourselves, if we promote ourselves, we are talking about made in Ghana goods, promoting made in Ghana goods. Tomorrow we'll see billboards and things. I think it's high time we started doing billboards for made in Ghana songs. So we don't cherish, I think, bottom line. Ghanaians now ourselves, from even when I was born, we love pouring. One good thing I like about this current generation is that you people like African way. I see the girls in African wear, the guys in African wear going to church. Like, I'm very, very happy about it. Because when we were growing up, you dare not wear African wear. You'd be laughed at. But today, it's become so fashionable. You understand? So at least there is something in the youth that signifies that, look, if they have the good thing, they will do it. They know what is right. They know what is good. They will do it. Well, yes, we are killing it. That's the truth. We are killing it. We are stifling it. And if there's a plant or a tree and you are stifling the tree, you've got to tie this thing here. Tomorrow you've tied this thing here. The tree will not have the chance to grow. It will die. And that's what we are doing. We are not, you see, right now the problem is the media is not exposing, is not showcasing it. And that's the problem. Once you don't showcase it, people will forget about it. If all you are showcasing is one note, bang, 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 I mean, that's what the public will also get used to. But if you are showcasing proper, highlight music, there are young people who still playing highlight, very good highlight music. But is the showcase there? Are they getting enough airplay? Are they getting enough exposure? That's the question we have to ask ourselves too. Can I be honest here? And I hope nobody just takes it out of context, But there are many times that I've done some tracks and given out to presenters, but they won't play. They don't even look at it twice. That was what I was saying, that the video that I watched, that Flavors video that I watched, it was typical highlight. And they had modernized and it was very nice, the video and everything. But I was asking that, if it was a Ghanaian who did it, would he have that much exposure as a Nigerian is having? That was all I was trying. You understand my point? Yes. So it's like we don't love our own. We always want to go. Look, do you know that what Nigerians were doing in the recent years till now? They said they were influenced by hip life. The band said that in an interview. I don't know how many people listened or heard, but he said they were influenced by hip life. But at a point, we didn't want the hip life again. We said we wanted crunk. Crunk came. Crunk didn't last more than 6 months, and all of a sudden, the Azonto came. And then, Ghanaians, I don't know, we take our thing and then we destroy it. We take it and we destroy it. I'm sure if some politicians had to go and destroy the Temamoto way because it was their opponent who did it. We like destroying things that will benefit us even eventually. Oh no, that's in their head. That's their decision. That's their choice. I can't make that choice for them. But the question is that will they even come to me? A veteran who can give them high life, who knows what high life is, would they even come to me? No. They might even go to some small boy who doesn't know what 4/4 timing is, what high life is, and play something for them. And because he's a small boy and he's trendy, they'll say, oh, that's it. And they'll take that for high life. And you see, those are some of the little things that is killing our music. If there's a craft, you see, music is a craft. Whether you are singing or whether you are playing, it's a craft. So if you are looking for a certain form of craft, you go to the person who gives you that craft. If I'm looking for a pot to buy, I'm not going to go to the one who gives me a flower pot. I want Ayuwa to eat in. So I'll go to the one who can mold for me Ayuwa. I'm not going to go for the one who will do flower pot for me. I can't eat in a flower pot. So I'll go to the one who can give me the proper Ayuwa. You understand? The craft. So the craft, I have to go to the right person to give me the right craft. But unfortunately, Ghana right now, because everything should be trendy, Oh yeah, well, I've worked with Resuma. Most high life I've worked on have been, you know, like Nana Kwame, you know, those likes Nana Kwame, Echo Shiloh, you know, those kind of that generation kind of people. Yes, mostly. You know, I'm a kind of person who, it's like I'm always concentrating on what I do. I don't really concentrate on laurels and stuff like that. If they come, fine. So some of the awards that I even had, you know, like wooden awards, I don't even know where they are because they must have been broken. You know, and also moving from house to house, sometimes when you're moving, you know, those things are not as sturdy as metal. So some of them are broken, you know. So well, in my time I've had a few awards, you know. But some of the awards, after having them, you regret because of the bashing you get after. You know, well, this award I got from CTFM for achievement, as an achievement award for hip life music development. You know, this one was okay. It wasn't actually a competitive award. It was an honor award. This one too I had from Musica. Also, that's also an honor award, you know. But the award I remember very well was this one, which was a competitive award for 2011. I had this award at Ghana Music Awards, and somebody came on the internet. Somebody came and said, it's a joke for me to have received the award that year. Because apparently, I didn't have any hits, massive hit. But that, well, unfortunately, that year, the award was not given to the most hit for production. It was given for the most splendid sounding, for the most brilliant production. That was how come I took it. And then all of a sudden, well, it was like the organizers were like, Charlie, if this thing is going to bring that kind of problem, then they are not going to award any excellence again. They are going to award the one who makes the hit. And you and I will know that it's not all songs that make hit are good in terms of production, especially today. Some of the songs are very badly produced, but well, they make the hit. Oh, well, this was the only award that I had with something on it. That time it used to be MTN, Ghana Music Awards Festival. That was the only time I had something out of it. But apart from that, I haven't had anything. You know, this nothing. The rest nothing. ZAPP is an American word, actually. If you Google, you'll find it. It's a very interesting word. It has only one P, ZAPP. But for the name, I use double P. And actually got the name from the late 70s, early 80s. There used to be a group. They were brothers called the Troutman Brothers. But one of them was called ZAPP, and they used his name for the band. And I really like their style. They were very unique. They were very unique. If people remember, that guy, he was the one who did California. If you remember that song, California, with Tupac. Yes, and Dr. Dre. He was the one who was using that vocoder thing. He actually popularized the vocoder stuff, you know, but he was doing it back then in the 80s. So that's why sometimes when I see things happening today and people are crazy about it, I laugh, because there are things that we've seen before. And they say what an old man sees sitting down, a young man can never see standing on top of Mount Everest. So we've been there. I really mostly like being by myself. So mostly my clients are the people I get along with. But like having a particular friend, probably even in another walk of life. No, I do have friends, but I don't have like close friends, because sometimes too, life can be very dangerous. Sometimes, you know, there's a saying that goes like, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. You know, everybody was my friend, so I was getting along with everybody. I mean, so long as I can get along with you, I'm okay. Favorite games? Well, football was one, but I never got into football that much physically. Playing cards, you know, like what we call spa, playing cards. Yes. But board games were not my favorite, like Monopoly, Scrabble, Ludo and things. They were not really, things that you throw dice were not really my games. Yeah. Much of my hobby comes from watching movies. If you find me not doing anything, then I have to be watching a movie or watching television, documentary or something. Yeah. Same. Maths was like hell to me. As soon as it got to the maths period, it was like I've been sent to hell. And what made it worse was that when I got to Form 1, the maths teacher we had was even, may she rest in peace if she's dead. She even made my maths even more terrible. I don't mention her name. You know. But because of that, it's really, right now, me and figures. If you mention figures, if you mention your telephone number, I don't need to write it. I'll just commit it to memory right now. If you mention your telephone number to me, sometimes I don't need to write it. So, you know, that's how I made up for my deficiency in maths, by being smart with numbers today. Yeah. So maths, yeah. I rewrote. Yes. My favorites were English literature, you know, because I'm an art student, you know. So I actually had one in English, you know, back then. You know, I was an art student. I had one in English, three in literature. You know, so I was more of those things than the technical things. When I see those formula and things, what I didn't want to see cry in my life was formula. I love both of them equally, but I was closer to my dad because he was also more or less into music when I was growing up, because he's an electronics technician, so he was repairing instruments of most of the bands in Ghana back then. So I grew up knowing the Nana Mpedus. I grew up knowing all of them. The Nana Mpedus, the A.B. Crensels, the what not mention them. I got to know all of them, you know, growing up. I play guitar very well, and I play a little keyboard. I started actually playing drums. That was the instrument I started with, but I quit and I went to guitars. That's why so I play bass and guitar very well, apart from keyboard. And I know a good drummer from a very bad drummer, I can tell you, you know. So I use my background in that when I'm programming. Be honest with yourself. You know, over here it's like money has come before everything, but it's supposed to be the other way around. Do your business first and the money will come after. For here, it's like people seek the money before doing the job itself, and I think it's wrong. Do the job, learn how to do it well, and then the money will come for it. The money will come by itself.